without a paddle, Seth Green. From the movie The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement, Anne Hathaway. And musical guest, NOFX. With Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7. Now, here's your host, Conan O'Brien.
Thank you. All right, everybody settle down. Everybody settle down. Keep cool, my baby. Yeah, now we got a nice groove going on, huh? Yeah, okay. We have a, okay, the random yelling scares my mother when you do that. She watches the show and she calls me the next day. Are they angry at you? Why are they yelling at you? My mother is Edith Bunker. Why, Archie, are they yelling at you? She doesn't understand the youth of today. People are excited. We got a great show. That's why they're excited, Max. They're excited because we have the great show. Where's your camera? Cut to Max's camera again. I love it when I can get into Max's camera. There it is. No, stay right there. That's good. When I direct this... Anyone tuning in right now has no idea what's going on. All over the country. Yes. My mother tomorrow, why did you do that? That was scary. She doesn't sound anything like that. Deep voice. Conan, why? Well, we do have an excellent show this evening. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Much to talk about here at the top of the show. I was kidding. Let's see what's going on in the news. Presidential candidates are very busy right now. I don't know if you heard the latest, but yesterday, true story, John Kerry visited the Grand Canyon. Gone over there, visited the Grand Canyon. Yeah, he went. He went and looked at the Grand Canyon. Afterwards, Kerry said, I haven't seen crevices like that since I shaved this morning. Which I thought was pretty funny. This is my Kerry right here. I'm working on it. Just working on it. I'm going to workshop it. That's what they say in the business. Olympics begin this weekend. You excited about the Olympics? Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's great. Truly a crowd that will applaud anything. Well, according to USA Today, this is the latest. This is true. It sounds strange, but it's true. According to USA Today, there are over 50 athletes on the U.S. Olympic team who support themselves by working at Home Depot. That's true, yeah. Yeah, which is great news because Greece is only half done building the Olympic Village, so we can help out with the old. And then you get Kerry comes by and can I be of help? I'll keep working on it. According to a new poll, 65% of Californians approve of the way Arnold Schwarzenegger is running the state. 65%, that's a lot. Yeah. Not surprisingly, the other 35% are girly men. So. What is wrong with the other 35%? This is awful for me. I this lauten. Okay, all the blood's gone out of my head now. Which means it's business as usual here at Late Night. It's been reported that this fall, Donald Trump will unveil his own line of clothing. Yeah, Trump said the suits will be made from the same wool polyester blend they used to make his hair. So we look forward to that. Max camera, please. There we go. Got to work on this just perfectly. It's going to take hours. Get it just right. There we go. This is a dream I keep having, and now I'm making it real on television. All right, we got to move on. This show costs millions of dollars go into making this show every night, and yet it always devolves into I act like a guy who wandered by a department store that has a camera with a TV on it. Oh, look at me. It's me. Oh. It should be better than that, and one day it will be. All right, folks, we got a lot to talk about here on the show. Great lineup tonight. You know, our first guest, I love this guy. Very nice guy. Very funny guy. He's got it all. He's going to be in business a long time, a lot longer than me. You know him as Scott Evil from the Austin Powers movies. Now he's in the new movie Without a Paddle. Seth Green is on the show. Give it up. That's raising the roof. I just raised the roof for Seth Green. I've never done that for anybody, and I'll never do it again. From the movie The Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement, the beautiful and talented Anne Hathaway is on the show. Musical guest tonight, NOFX will perform. Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg Show. Max! You know what? I have a lot of weird tics, and I'm a troubled person, as you can probably imagine. And even when tonight, I really do think we got a very good show, and I think we have a good chance. But I always do this. I'm one of those people, and the crowd was really good. But I go back behind the curtain just before the show, and just as like a tick, I'm always saying to the stage manager just before I come out, "How bad could it be?" And the stage manager always goes, "Oh, it's going to be great." And I go, "Yeah. I mean, how bad could it be?" And the stage manager goes, "It's going to be great." Well, our stage manager, Steve, who's normally here, left temporarily to go work on the Olympics in Greece. So he's working the Olympics for NBC right now. He's in Athens at this moment, and he's got a replacement, Chris, filling in for him. And I forgot that, so I'm backstage. And I still think everything's going to be great tonight, but I'm backstage, and just before the music starts, I go, "Oh, come on, how bad could it be? How bad could it be?" And Chris says, "Pretty bad." And just then I hear, boom, 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 here's Conan O'Brien. I'm like, "Pretty bad," and then I walk out here. The hell was that? Pretty bad. Thank you. Very nice job. Pretty bad. He's right, you know. We could really stink up the joint tonight. No, we got it going on tonight. Tonight I like our chances. Tonight I'm loose as a cat. Apparently Chris was right. Now, there's a lot to talk about here. A lot to talk about. We got a show that's jam-packed full of excitement this evening. As I'm sure you know, I've mentioned this maybe 60 times, but it's so important I will repeat it again and again. NBC, this is huge news, merged recently with Universal Studios, and we all know that Universal owns Walker, Texas Ranger. There he is right there. Norris owes me big time, because we have pumped new life into his career. Folks, what this means is I can show Walker Texas Ranger clips anytime I want, and I don't have to pay any sweet scratch. Nada. No dinero whatsoever. All I have to do whenever I want to show a clip is pull this handy Walker Texas Ranger lever that's right here, and it's a gift that I promise you just keeps on giving. Yeah!
We'll take a look around anyway. Hey.
Did he just kick that guy in the crotch? It's bad enough to kick a man in the crotch, but to do it when you're not even looking at him, I think is the ultimate insult. Kick, crotch. That's the sound it makes. Well, I'm not satisfied. I want more. I think we all do.
Paul says I should be afraid of you. Look how afraid I am.
You should be.
Do not screw with Walker. What school of acting is it that that bad guy went to? Yeah. Good things come in threes, right?
What do you think? I mean, it's not so bad.
No, it's not so bad, really, you know.
Little paint here and little paint there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, let's see what's inside. You got a fishing pole CD?
We got dinner tonight, boy.
I'd like to apologize to everyone watching right now. I don't know much, but I know what's coming down the pipe next has got to be better than that.
What a nice Hawaiian punch.
Yeah! That's it! That's what I'm talking about. A nice Hawaiian punch. It's pretty good to be fighting a guy while you're thinking of a quip. Now there's some punch, he looks Hawaiian. Okay, I got it. Hawaiian punch! It takes talent. All right, we gotta move on. We gotta do some good. Enough tearing down, let's build up, right? No one's with me on that one. You know, we have a lot of young people watch this show. A lot of high school viewers watch this show. And even though it's summertime, it's never too early, you high schoolers, to prepare for the dreaded SATs, which are coming up this fall. And I want to help people. Now, since we're primarily an educational show now, comedy was never our thing. I thought we'd help out by doing some sample SAT analogies tonight. This is good for everybody. Even if you're done with the SATs years ago, you can still, you know, do these. It's a good brain puzzler for you. You know how these work. Dog is to puppy as cat is to... A third of you were with me on that. Chilling, America. Chilling. You'll see how these work. Let's go. Senator John McCain is to proudly speaks his own mind as George W. Bush is to, that's right, proudly spells his own name. There's a logic to them. You start small, you move up. Upcoming Spider-Man 2 DVD is to never-before-seen footage, as upcoming Catwoman DVD is to, that's right, never-before-seen movie. And you think... Former Miami Dolphin Ricky Williams is to tested positive for marijuana, as marijuana is to tested positive for Snoop Dogg. You see? I'm not sure that one makes sense. And yet onward I go. Check comes either way. Phrase that starts the Olympics is to let the games begin, as phrase that starts the Tony Awards is to, that's right, let the gays begin. And I thought, because they like their theater. Letters are coming. A lot of letters. New documentary about Metallica is to some kind of monster, as new documentary about Axl Rose is to some kind of busboy. And here's how it works. He's gonna be calling me up. You shouldn't have said that about me. That's Axl. Oh, she's got style, but it's just me. It was a long time ago. Lindsay Lohan is to I'm 18, I just want to have fun, as Max Weinberg is to I'm 53, I just want to have Lindsay Lohan. Ben Franklin is to a penny saved is a penny earned, as Aretha Franklin is to, that's right, a pie baked is a pie eaten. And The most beloved woman in music. Why did we do it? I still don't know. That song's not catching on. Paris, France is to offered no resistance to the German panzers, as Paris Hilton is to, I didn't do it yet, so you can't get mad. That's right, offered no resistance to the Carolina Panthers. And finally, John Kerry is to saved a buddy's life in Vietnam, as Bill Clinton is to, that's right, did a buddy's wife and then his mom.
Everyone on that task force. I want to know everything about them. Everything. Time I eliminated them all, especially him.
That's a big photo of Walker. We'll take a break when we come back. Seth Green's here.
Finally, DVD. Get Conan's 10th anniversary, the best of Triumph, and loads of special stuff you've never seen. Available wherever DVDs are sold.
Everybody, we're back. Of course, you all know my first guest is Dr. Evil's son, Scott, in the Osters. Rinky Winky. Austin Powers film starting next Friday. He'll be seen starring in the brand new movie Without a Paddle. Please welcome Seth Green. What happened? Check this out. Woo! You know, you've been on this show, ladies, please, I'm here all night. Now, you've been on this show many times, but you always go with the jeans or the ripped T-shirt that says something cool.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is great.
I'm dating J-Lo now, and this is the first phase. The dress nice, then comes the career implosion, and then the, ugly divorce.
Right.
So this is the first phase. I'm enjoying it.
This is very nice. You look very good.
Hey,
you look
thanks,
very
man.
good.
The kid cleans up.
The kid cleans up. Now, so much to talk about here. First of all, we have something in common, which you did this more recently. I did it a bunch of years ago, but I understand that you did an appearance on Sesame Street.
I did, yeah.
And you have to understand, my experience is people always want to know. Like when you do Sesame Street, they're like, oh my God, you were on Sesame Street?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Well,
so you
it
have to share
thrill
this.
for me. I mean, one of the reasons that I got into acting was because of Sesame Street. I used to watch all the puppets and the people. It sounds silly, but it's true. I watched the skits that they did, and it just looked like a lot of fun. So for me, it was a real, emotional thing, getting to meet the old Muppets. They brought Grover out in a box, and they were like, do you want to...
They brought Grover out in a box.
Well,
we worked him over first.
We've really raveled up this guy. Here, now's your turn. So, no, but I grew, I worked on this show, Greg the Bunny. I got to, do a bunch of puppeteering.
Sure.
So they hand me this puppet that I grew up loving. And they're like, do you want to operate him? I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could. I put him on my hand, and I was just like, oh, my gosh. Hi, Grover. He's like, what you looking at, dog? I don't need to talk to you. And literally, it then became about disgracing every one of the Muppets and making them do silly things that they wouldn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you quickly escorted off Sesame Street?
No, we took a bunch of pictures.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that?
Well, they were dirty pictures.
Did you see any... Did you really? That's terrible. Yeah, I love how this story starts out with, I grew up and I really admired Sesame Street. And what did you do? I got there and I molested the puppets.
It's it always goes there eventually.
It does, doesn't it?
Well, you're gonna have NOFX out here. They're gonna tear up the set no matter how pro it seems. We're gonna break stuff,
Yeah.
That's what punkers do.
They're gonna start throwing puppets around. I had a weird experience, which is I went there, and this is a bunch of years ago, but I did a quick thing for them. And I was hanging out in It's Sesame Street that we all grew up watching.
Yeah.
The only weird thing is that they have one of those boxes for newspapers on Sesame Street, and I guess they never get in tight, so the props people just filled it with real newspapers.
Oh my gosh.
So I walked by, and you don't see this on camera, but the lead newspaper thing was this big thing that said, Crack Raid, Nets 3, crack whores or something, and it was just like, this is the paper that they're selling on Sesame Street?
Well, yeah, you know, the Muppets have to stay informed of the world news.
It's true.
That's
They
how
need
you
to know.
maintain a utopian society, is knowing what's outside the bubble.
Nice. You gave this a lot of
I
thought.
tried to bring it around. I don't know. It wasn't all that funny, though.
Did you, we'll add laughs later.
Thanks.
Did you see any of the really big puppets?
I saw Big Bird. I was in a scene with Big Bird, yeah, and I got to hang. I met Kermit. I saw, you know, Grover, and I saw Snuffleupagus. They hang him from the rafters facing the corner when he's not working.
Right.
It's a little intense to witness, but apparently that's his thing.
Yeah. I saw
Everybody's
that
got their
actually.
process.
He's all up there. It looks really disturbing.
Don't bother me.
Yeah.
Hibernating.
Now, let's talk about this movie Without a Paddle.
Well, that's.
You do something in this movie that would be a challenge for a lot of actors. I know I couldn't do it, which is you spend most of the movie wearing nothing but like your tighty whities.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
You're just in the tight white underwear.
And you can see it for only $9.50. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drew the short straw. It's me and two other guys, and at one point in the movie, we go on this like wild adventure where we lose our boat. We go on this canoe trip, which is supposed to be an homage to our dead friend, and it literally becomes the most fault-filled adventure that anybody could possibly go on. And we lose our stuff, we lose our boat, we lose our clothes, you know. And I literally drew the short straw. It came down to, I want to wear boxers. I want to wear boxers. Me too. Well, someone's wearing the tight white underpants. And I could not, Matt Lillard actually put his hand on my shoulder and said, there's no shame in comedy. I'm like, well, you're not the one doing the comedy. So,
right.
But I couldn't deny that it was funny. And I spend the whole movie in these ridiculous underwear with these enormous boots and a fanny pack and a watch. And it's just like...
I think we're all there now.
It's a funny visual. You can't deny it. Yeah.
So you got used to it after a while. Now
you don't get used to that.
Right.
You just kind of gain acceptance.
Right. Now you also work with a real bear.
Yeah,
in this movie.
a 1,500-pound, 8.5-foot bear. And you think, oh, that's a trained bear. Good, this won't be difficult. And literally, we got on set, and they're like, okay, couple rules about the bear. Don't look the bear directly in the eye. Our entire scene is us staring the bear directly in the eye. They're like, do not show any fear. Our entire scene is us like, a bear! You know? It literally, all the rules were what was so preposterous. They were like, okay, now you can't have any food on you, and you can't have just eaten when you're around the bear. You can't have any mints or gum. No women on their menstrual cycle can be near the bear, because the bear will go crazy. And I'm like, how trained is this bear?
Yeah. What does this bear have a calendar? So the last time you... Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
It was literally like that. And the thing is, they keep the bear well oiled on like a steady diet of chocolate whipped cream, powdered donuts, and sugary fruit juice. And all I'm thinking is, when this bear sugar crashes, it is not going to be fun. And you know, they only bring him out to work like 1 or 2 shots at a time. So you see the bear, and he just starts getting all bored, and the trainer's playing with him, and his name is Bart, and the trainer's like, oh, Bart, you're a good bear. You're a good bear. And the bear
Was
just
Nixon
like,
talking to him?
It was, yeah. You're a good bear. We're going to invade Cambodia. That's the way it's going to be. Don't be on your menstrual cycle. Yeah. But it like, literally, you would just see the bear get restless, and he's all fun, and they're like, okay, Bart, big wide, and he's opened his mouth all wide, and then they're like, okay, good boy, throw him donuts, and he's just like...
Big, grumpy, 1,800-pound bear.
Just a grumpy, bored bear.
Right. How do they feed him the chocolate whipped cream? Do they feed it into his mouth with a little spray thing?
No. They have a metal frying pan attached to a broom handle, and they're just like...
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
and
perfect.
they throw the donuts at him.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a dog catching a Frisbee, and believe me, he doesn't miss a one.
Right.
Yeah, that bear's mouth is so big, those donuts are like, you know, insert your own, you know,
right.
Small thing, giant hole joke here. I got nothing.
Wow, that got me out of that jam.
Thank goodness. Woo! You know what nobody knows is that Walker is actually he's an experienced breakdance fighter.
Yeah,
You see that move?
he was spinning around in
I'm
the 80s.
surprised he didn't stand up and be like, you got served.
I'm sure that was in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
All right, now we have a clip that actually relates to you instead of Walker, Texas Ranger. This is a clip from this movie, what do we need to know?
We lose our clothes. It's pouring rain. We're really unhappy. We think we're gonna die.
You're gonna die of like by freezing to death.
By freezing to death and maybe loneliness.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from Without a Paddle.
Tom, man, get under here. You're gonna die of pneumonia.
No, but we will die of hypothermia. Look, our only chance is to huddle together.
I, for one, choose death.
You know, the whole huddle up thing is it's the oldest trick in the book. I've used it. It's just for getting a girl naked. Worth though.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't wanna hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess.
I think we've all been there.
Who hasn't been there? But in all honesty, like, not to try and hard sell this thing, but it's the most fun I've ever had making a movie, getting to work with both these guys. They're truly exceptional comedians and like talented dramatic
We all
guys.
have a great chemistry.
Yeah, and we just had a blast making it. It's a lot of fun.
Without a Paddle opens next Friday, August 20th. Seth Green, you never disappoint.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you. Always fun to have you here. You're sticking around, right?
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway coming up. We'll be right back. Stick around. Right, which is... folks, we still got a lot of shows. Stick around, but I got to mention something here that relates to our program. We did a piece recently where we showed fake euro coins on the show, and one of the coins was from the Ukraine. And apparently that coin made some people mad, and we got a lot of angry letters, which happens sometimes when you do a show like ours. Here's the interesting part. The angry letters were from the Ukraine. I'm not kidding. I had no idea that Late Night was even on in the Ukraine. I had no idea that they could see the show, and that got me thinking, where else are we on in the world? Okay, NBC doesn't tell me this stuff because then they'd have to pony up the sweet dinero, and that's not going to happen. They don't tell me, and I have no way to find out. And folks, we thought about it, and there's just one way to find out, and that's to viciously insult every nation in the world and see which ones I get letters from. I'm serious. It makes sense. So a couple of weeks ago, I set out to do just that, and guess what? It is working like a charm. A lot of people in countries we didn't know even got Late Night now hate us enough to send letters. Belgium, Brazil, Bosnia-Herzegovina. The list goes on and on. So, folks, let's keep this hate train rolling. There are over 190 nations to get through. We're working alphabetically. I'm going to pick up where we left off, and I am going to work fast. Let's do this thing. Here we go. Republic of Congo. Without you, who would the elephants trample? Costa Rica. Thanks for giving us a place to dump our potheads. Côte d'Ivoire. Cocoa, sugar, and mass killings. Are you a country or a Willy Wonka nightmare? Croatia, congratulations on your candidacy for the European Union. Imagine, if that comes through, it could employ 2, maybe 3 people. Cuba, where high tech means you've got a radio on your homemade raft. Take it away, Joel.
Mail your angry letters to Conan O'Brien, Hates My Homeland, NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112.
Nice job. All right, folks.
That is how you do it.
That's how we do it. We'll take a break. When we come back, Anne Hathaway's here. Stick around. We are back. My next guest has appeared in the films The Princess Diaries and Ella Enchanted. Beginning tomorrow, you can see her in The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. Please welcome Anne Hathaway. You look amazing. I've seen all kinds of manner of dress. That's fantastic and unusual.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you for being here. All right. Ooh, okay, now listen. It's like a tourniquet. Now, I want to find out a little bit about you, if you don't mind.
Well,
First of all, you're from this area, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. I was born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn?
Yes.
That's right.
I'm a liar. I left when I was 6.
Oh, you left when you were 6? Okay.
Yeah, and I moved to New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay, let me try this again.
Okay, now listen, this is going to take a long time if we do that. And then you spent some time in Ohio, I understand. Boo. Wow, there's no one from Ohio here.
And then when I was 16, I got on a TV series, so I left home and moved to LA, and I've been living between there, here, upstate New York.
Yeah, they're building a silo in the back. We're from upstate. Now, your dad's a lawyer and your mom's an actress. Is that right? That's kind of a strange situation.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like? You know, you're having dinner at night. Your dad's the lawyer. Your mom's the actress.
It was a little confusing because we always had the same places at dinner. My dad was always to my right. My mom was to my left. And so you know that if you were looking to your right, every time you told a story, there would be like a billion questions. You'd be like, all right, so I was walking down the street with my friends. How many friends? I don't know, like 3 or 4. Like, was it 3 or was it 4? It's an important part. And you're just like, Dad, sidebar.
Right.
It's just really intense. And then my mom's like, Annie, interpret your feelings with a song. So
wow.
It was a little different.
There's a sitcom in here somewhere.
Absolutely.
And were you worried your dad would sue you at some point if you didn't answer correctly?
No.
He's not that intense about the whole thing. All right. Now, when you make movies, I understand sometimes you have a tendency to speak too quickly.
Have you noticed?
No, you actually been doing a good job tonight, but I'm told that that's something that you have to work on, not to speak.
It's too quickly. No, it's really, really bad, yeah. It's gotten me in trouble a couple of times, actually.
Really? Why? Because people think you said something horrible when you didn't?
Oh, not like that, but I just made a person cry once.
Why is that?
Because she was a foreign exchange student and got confused.
So you just sort of going...
No, not at all. I mean, well, that would just be mean, but I just...
That's what I would do. I'd go like...
Well, no, I was actually trying to be nice, which actually makes it even sadder.
Right.
Because I was like, hey, how's it going? My name's Anna. I just want to say welcome to America. I know you're from Brazil, and I just wanted to say that we have a great time here. This is a great school. I hope you like the math class and everything. So I was just going on and on.
Right.
And she burst into tears because she thought that, it was her fault.
She sounds fragile anyway.
Get away from that girl.
Well, she actually wound up being a very good friend of mine, so hi, Clara.
Was she from the Ukraine by any chance?
No, nor was she from Republic of Congo.
Okay. Enemies everywhere.
I know.
Enemies everywhere.
You gotta watch your back.
Now, you work with Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
In these movies, and she is such an icon. Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. I mean, few people have achieved that level of international stardom. What's it like? What's she like as a person? I've never met her.
She's really great. I mean, totally lovely, down to earth. But at the same time, she's a lot more fun than than her roles kind of portray her as, which is which is very, I guess.
Well, you'd think that she'd be like, oh, it's Julie Andrews, You'd think that there'd be a tendency to put her on a pedestal.
No, but she takes herself off the pedestal. She's wonderful. Like we had a dinner at her house, and she had gourmet barbecue and stuff like that. I mean, she's just really, really.
She likes barbecue? Seriously?
She does. She and Blake. But
what's she like on the set? Like you're hanging out on the set with Julie Andrews?
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. She's great after like 10 a.m. Before that, you're just like, why are you so perky? Because the woman is. I mean, she's a superhero. She's so limber. So you come on the set, at 6 a.m., you're trying to block a scene, and she's doing like yoga stretches. So her legs are ramrod straight, like butt in the air. Her palms are like on the ground, and you're just like, and then she stands up and looks around. And she's like, aren't we lucky to be here?
See, I hate that. I can't stand that.
I know, I'm sitting there and
whenever people are like, aren't we lucky to be here? I'm like, why?
I was like, my coffee isn't hot enough yet. Shh. So, yeah.
You shushed Mary Poppins. Good move. Yeah.
I did.
Keep quiet, Andrews. I gotta finish this. Yeah, hot bean drink I'm having.
Actually, and something that's not known about Julie, she swears a lot.
She swears a lot? No, she doesn't.
You want to take you or me? Who do you want to
Okay, I'll go with you. You've actually met her and spent a lot of time.
Two films.
She swears a lot?
She did, and which I didn't know about it because working on the first film, I hadn't met her yet, but I was in a when you're done, sometimes on set, you go in a shuttle to where you're parked, and so in the shuttle, somebody goes, so you start working with Julie tomorrow. It was like, yeah, and this guy had a list, but she's like, I hear she swears like a sailor. Like,
Julie, I can't believe Julie Andrews swears. Is there any reason for it, or is it just like Tourette's, where she's like, just shout? The hell was that?
No, although that would be funny.
Or not. We'll get letters.
Oh, sorry. But no,
yeah, it's your fault. Like, I bring it up, and now it's like, why did you bring that up?
Hathaway, yeah, exactly.
We'll get letters from people with Tourette's.
From Congo. So, no, it's usually, I mean, like we all do, it's whenever you mess up a take. But it's great because she, you know, her voice projects. She, you know, was a singer.
Sure.
And so she'd be like, oh! And then she'll come up with a curse word, and the entire crew stops, and somebody's like,
oh, I know that guy. There's one on every crew.
But it was great. You know, she sings in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and it's a wonderful, wonderful moment. And actually, speaking of the crew, it was great because we'd be sitting there and she would finish and you'd turn over and there'd be like a 300-pound grip in the corner. He'd be like, I love working on this film. So it was really sweet.
And then he'd demand overtime. We have a clip here from The Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement. What do we need to know?
Well, in the film, my character is a princess, obviously, title. And in order to become a queen, she has to, there's a law that states she has to get married. And the person who I'm acting with in this scene is the person trying to steal the throne from her because he has an eligible claim to it.
Right.
And so, basically, he's trying to make me like him so I won't want to claim the throne.
So it's one of those things where you've got 36 hours to meet the right guy. That
Basically.
Kind of thing. Yeah. You've got 8 hours to... Okay, let's take a look at this clip from The Princess Diaries 2.
I loathe you.
Oh! I loathe you.
I loathe you first. Mm. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You can't...
Maybe I just like kissing.
You stay away from me!
Do I want to know?
I don't think so.
So that's one of those things that works great in a movie, but in real life...
Well, because in real life, the pond would be kind of smelly and cold. And
it's not just that. In real life, if you're...
into a restraining order for
Right,
me.
yeah. In real life, if you're having a big fight with a girl and you're like, I'm just going to grab her and kiss her, she hates you even worse. Trust me, I know. Especially when it's on the subway and they don't know who you are. The Princess... 11 years has gone by. That's time enough. The Princess Diaries 2 Royal Engagement opens tomorrow. Anne Hathaway, thank you so much for being here. Nice to have you here. We'll be right back with NOFX. Stick around. Yeah, I can't believe... Hello, everybody. We're back. My next guests are here with a song from their new album entitled The War on Errorism. Please welcome NOFX.
I never thought about the universe, made me feel small. Never thought about the problems of this planet at all. Global warming, radioactive sites, imperialistic wrongs, and animal rights, yeah. Why think all the bad things when life is so good? Why help with the now when there's always a good? Like the whales worry about the poisons in the sea. Outside of California, it's foreign policy. I don't want changes, I have no reaction. Your dilemma, they're my distraction. That's the way to go, Franco, an American. Way to go, Franco, an American. The way to go, Franco, an American. The way to go, Franco, an American. I never looked around, never second guessed. Read somehow it's in, now I'm always depressed. Now I can't sleep from years of apathy. Well, because I read a little Noam Chomsky. I'm eating vegetation cause of fast food nation. Wearing cultural shoes cause of globalization. I'm watching Michael Moore expose the awful truth. I'm listening to Public Enemy and Reagan Youth. I see no world peace, zealous armed forces. No presidents cause of abortions. I can't believe what an absolute failure. Don't anybody vote for Nader. We all know George Bush is an imbecile. He loves, but he hates homosexuals. We're sick and tired of the embarrassment. The whole world wants us to get a better president. I want to move north, be a Canadian, hang tail low, the nice Australian. I don't want to be another I don't care. What are we gonna do, Franco? Franco an American.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, fellas. All right, folks. They're going to be... Nice. They're going to be appearing at the end of the month at the Republican National Convention. Watch for them then. NOFX. We'll be right back. Stick around. Our show. Do you want to thank my guest, Anne Hathaway? Thank you so much for being here. Nice to have you on the show. Big thanks for the styling and profiling Seth Green. I've never seen him look better. You guys, guitar picks. And NOFX for being here. He loved by 50% of you. And of course, Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.